Hey everyone, Straw Hat Izzy here, aka The Izzy Cruz if you follow me on Twitch. And today I wanted to show you guys what I've been playing for the past few weeks and what I've been doing pretty well in a bunch of rather large locals and rather large tournaments held by content creators, etc. This deck has gone second place in Mario's Gaming World, fifth in Mario's Gaming World, top 8 in GFG, and then fifth in GFG as well, and then third in another rather big tournament. I think it was about 60 people. And that is my version of Blue Hybrid. That is what we've been playing for a while. So I know I haven't made a video in a while, and I figure I'd just give you guys a little update. And yeah, so this is what I've been playing. Blue Hybrid. I know there's probably a million out there, but I figure I'd give my take on it ever since, I played the Magna version. And I think the deck is really good. I think it literally beats every matchup. Even its worst matchup being yellow feels like a 50-50 if you just play well. And this is what I want to show you guys. So we'll start off with the baby cards. And pretty simple, pretty standard. 4 copies of Kiaramon, and then 1 copy of Upamon. I don't think this really changes between decks, and I think a lot of people just don't play Upa over Kiaro because this card gets you more value over the long game, so, you know. From there, rookies, 4 copies of Strabimon. Strabimon is a very, very good card, and I think it's just probably the best card to open with, in my opinion. So we play 4 of it. I wouldn't cut this down anymore, and I think at the number it's at, it's perfect. From there, we played 2 copies of BT7 Strabimon. I want to have a few more search cards in my deck, so I just chose to play a couple more copies. This one's infinitely worse than this one is, but it's still a searcher, so it's fine. From there, we played 3 copies of Madoki Betamon, and then 3 copies of Sea Akamon. These cards are very good floodgates. It's one of the reasons Blue Hybrid is so strong in the format is the fact that it can run both floodgates while other decks can either run one or the other, or they have to throw in some random color into their engine to try to compete with the fact that blue can run both of these. So being able to have aggression and stunt your opponent's aggression is always strong in the deck. So I really like these. But I decided not to play 4 and 4 because I want to make space for the 3 Pokemon that I'm playing. This card's very strong. So if you'll notice in my deck, I have all of these rookies at search. It's 10 cards, which is 1/5 in my deck. So when 20% of your deck is a search card, you usually end up opening a search card. And turn 1, that's really what you want to see. It's just any rookie plus a search card, and you're in a great position. And if you don't, well, then hope to see Tamer cards. That's it for all the rookies. I think it's 16 rookies. From there, we played 4 copies of Kumamon because stripping his source is very powerful. I like this card a lot over the next one because this card combos better with a lot of the Tamers in the deck, whereas the next card only really combos well with one of the Tamers, even though it does stunt aggression. So 4 copies of Korikakumon. This card in combination with Kumamon is very strong, and then this card in combination with Tommy is obviously very strong. But this card by itself is usually only okay. But this card by itself is usually only okay, so I like it. It's just that this one can give me more combos, more draws, just due to like Kiaromon and like Sora and Joe's. But this card stunts the aggression, so you have to play both. And I think they're really strong. That's it for my level 4 hybrids, by the way. I don't play any of the Garurumon, the Kendo Garurumon that bounces. I don't play any of the jamming one. I found this card to be very unnecessary, and I feel like you loop the 8 hybrids that you have enough to where you won't need any extra ones. You just need to see the ones that you have. And I think at 8 you have a good chance of seeing them, especially with the draw power in this deck. From there, we played 4 copies of Beowulfmon, the actual boss monster of this deck. This card makes it so that you are actually playing 12 of your hybrid cards, and that's like super strong because you could just recycle the important ones and you don't have to waste slots on the non-important ones. And then this card's bounce effect is really strong. There's even times where you just build it in the back because you know you're going to bounce multiple hybrids, especially when you like don't have a rookie, so you want to double bounce and then like you add back your rookie and then the following turn you hatch evolve over top of the egg. You know, get additional aggression and get additional cards. So super strong card, definitely probably the best card in the deck. And then I played one copy of Zoolong. For those who play Yu-Gi-Oh, this is kind of like Access Code Talker, where if you drop it, usually the game ends. But I didn't feel like I needed multiple copies. I think this deck is sufficient enough with its engine and strong enough with its engine that it doesn't really need like a top-end type of field. It just needs a little push, so I chose to play this one. It's been fine. I haven't loved it because like Madoki Beta stops this and like Gazi stops this, so usually it's a 5 memory commitment. But on the times where they do go wide and they don't have those floodgates, this card's phenomenal. And 13k usually doesn't die to anything, so strong card. That is it for the Digimon. Let's talk about the Tamers. I'm playing 3 copies of Davis. I don't think you need 4. I think 3 is plenty enough because you only really want to see this when you really need a memory tamer. Like, I don't like playing this card turn 1. I only really like activating this card when, like, opponents have memory tamers. Beside that, I'm like, okay, I could do without. So, next, the best tamer in the deck, Soren Joe. This card's broken. This card draws you a card with Kiaramon. This card forces your opponent into weird situations where they swing their Pokemons or like their Digimon that they can't evolve over into your security and then end up hitting more tamers. So it's pressure on its own. It extends your plays. It makes it so that like things you couldn't normally stun, now you can stun without Tommy. So best tamer in the deck for sure. 4 copies of Tommy, now that we talk about the little, you know, kid himself, Mr. Mario. Very good. Hidden security, strip through sources, and then tell your opponent they're not going anywhere. Is basically what Tommy does. So we have to play 4 of him. I think he's really strong. I think even when you don't strip anything, playing a Tommy is really good because you can set yourself up in combination with Soren Joe to just strip things later. So these 2 cards are just like bread and butter. They're so strong together. And then my last tamer is 1 copy of Matashita. It's like fine. I wanted to play a 12th tamer because I think the numbers add up there, but I didn't want to play a 4th Davis. So I just chose the cheapest tamer that actually did something in my deck. And 1 copy of Matt seemed fine. I don't think you need multiple copies of this card. This is definitely the weakest tamer in my deck, but being a 2-drop and having choke potential is really strong. From there, option cards. 1 Ice Wall because this card's at 1, but when you see it, holy crap, is impactful. So, especially in the mirror. I think this is like most impactful in the mirror. You just have to like not see it too late. 4 copies of Hammer Spark because extending your plays is really strong, and then passing your opponent's turn when they hit it is really strong. So, 4 copies of that. 2 copies of Howling Memory Boost. I didn't play 3rd because I felt like if you set up this card, like you already have a bunch of cards that already strip your opponent's things, and you can already stun their things. But for them to play around this card, all they have to do is slap down like a Madoki Beta or Gazi or any type of like, you know, memory blocker, and then this card basically didn't get the value that you needed it to get. So only 2. It is strong, but it's not like everything you need. I think Soren Joe just kind of does what this card does, but better. So. And then my last 3 options are actually all text for different matchups. And I did it this way so that I could see which one I found more impactful. And they're all pretty equal, but there's definitely one I like better than the rest. So 1 copy of Absolute Blast. This was here to out like Dynasmon, Susanumon, like big threats that we couldn't normally deal with. Mostly Dynasmon though, because Dynasmon is kind of hard for a deck to beat. Because we want to aggress and we don't really want to be wasting our tamers, so when we swing and they recover, it's just really hard. And then 1 copy of Aqua Viper because this card's like very good in the mirror, where like you get to play Pokemon, your opponent doesn't get to play Pokemon, because you can have your Pokemon sit there for forever. They go to Stunner, they put out Soren Joe, and then you just Aqua Viper back both their cards, and you're like, okay, well, I got so much value and you did not. So super strong. I really like this card. and then one copy of Forbidden Trident. One cost option that lets your Beowulf mod become 9k, let your Korikaki become 8,000, and it bounces a rookie. So in combination with like Beowulf, it clears like 3 cards, right? Because this could swing over something, then bounce a hybrid underneath it to bounce a level 4 lower, and then it can also bounce a rookie. So super strong. I think this card's like very powerful. And yeah, I just wanted to try one of each. I didn't think it hurt. This card like won me a game being in security against like blue randomly. This card was always good every time I saw it, and this card was very okay every time I saw it. It was just impactful to get rid of floodgate cards so that I could play later. And guys, that is my deck. Blue Hybrid, it's what I've been playing. It's probably what I'm going to continue to play for the rest of this delayed format, since we're not going to get BT8 for a little while. I think the deck's just very strong. There's probably like very minimal changes I'll make. Like maybe extra, I don't know, floodgates, possibly. Maybe not try 3 of the option cards and play like 2 Aqua Viper, 1 Absolute Blast, or like 2 Forbidden Trident, 1 Absolute Blast, or like maybe no Absolute Blast, you know? There's just a bunch of things you could still do with blue. You know, put a green engine in there, and then like you could work. There's just a lot. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Consider subscribing if you like my content, if it's informative for you, or if it just helps you with any of your tournament experience, because that's what my goal really is. Like the video, that'd be cool. That would help me. And follow me on Twitch if you guys ever want to see like gameplay. I play a lot of my tournaments there. Like my tournament runs are usually played on Twitch for everybody to watch and see how I play decks. Even though it might not be the way you do it, maybe we could learn something from each other. So you guys let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.